Hello, welcome to lesson 113. This is about writing mixed numbers as improper fractions. Now we've learned that improper fractions are when you have a numerator, the top number, that is larger than the denominator. And that is called an improper fraction. When we have improper fractions as answers, we always simplify. However, with this lesson, we need to learn how to write mixed numbers as improper fractions because later on, not now, but later on we will be using improper fractions or converting mixed numbers to improper fractions when we multiply and divide fractions. So if I have 1.5 circles shaded, how would I write that as a mixed number? Well, notice that I have both of these circles split into halves. So overall, I have 1, 2, 3 halves that are shaded. Therefore, 1.5 equals 3 halves. Now, another example that our book shows is that if I have 2 1/4 circles, how would I write this as an improper fraction? How would I write 2 1/4 as an improper fraction? So I have it drawn out, and I have 2 whole circles plus another that's split into 4 equal parts. Well, in order to know how to write this as an improper fraction, I need to split all the circles into the same amount of equal parts. So therefore, I need to split even my whole circle into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can count how many or what my mixed number is. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fours, 5 fours, 6 fours, 7 fours, 8 fours, 9 fourths that are shaded. Therefore, 2 1/4 equals 9 1/4. So we only have 2 example problems in this lesson. We will be practicing this. We have plenty of practice problems. We'll be going over this in class because I understand this is a new concept. And I can even teach you another way how to learn this and to solve this quickly without even having to draw pictures every time. But we want to make sure we understand this concept of improper fractions, and if I have whole circles, how can I change those to improper fractions? So, for example, what says to name the shaded circles as an improper fraction and as a mixed number? Well, I can see that 2 whole circles plus a half are shaded. So I know that 2.5 is my improper, or is my mixed number. Now I need to know my improper fraction. Well, all of these circles need to be split into the same amount of parts to write an improper fraction. So I'm going to draw a line here, split both circles into halves. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halves. So 5 halves, or 5/2, is my improper fraction. It will be my improper fraction and my mixed number, the mix between a whole number and a fraction. Example 2 says to change 2 1/3 to an improper fraction. So if we look at it, just as we have been with drawing circles, I want 2 whole circles plus another one with 1/3 of it shaded. So I'm going to split it into 3 equal parts. So I'm drawing a peace sign. I'm going to shade in this one. 1 whole circle, 2 whole circles, and 1/3. So I want to know, what is that as a mixed number? Well, I need to have them all split into the same amount of equal parts. Again, splitting them all into thirds because this one is split into thirds. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thirds is my mixed number. So that's how I change my mixed number of circles into an improper fraction. So drawing pictures always helps. It's a great strategy to be able to learn, and it's fairly simple. However, there's another very simple way to converting mixed numbers into an improper fraction, one that our book does not necessarily teach us. So if this is easier for you and if it works, then that's awesome. I'm going to teach you another way for those of you that like to just solve quick problems in your head. If I have 2 1/4, I'll start with this one. 2 1/4, what I can actually do is multiply my numerator times my denominator. So this would be multiply. Then I would add, sorry, these are looking the same because they're slanted. Here we go. Multiply 4 times 2, then I would add 1 more. So this is add. So I multiply, bottom times top, then add. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. There's my 9. And denominator always stays the same. My 4 is always going to be the same. My denominator will be the same. So if I looked at 1 1/2, again, 1 times 2, there's my multiply. And then I would add my numerator. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. There's my numerator. Denominator always stays the same. Okay, if I look at example 1, I have 2 1/2. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. There's my 5. 2 is my denominator, stays the same. If I look at 2 1/3, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. There's my 7, and my denominator stays the same. So there's a lot of different ways to look at this as mixed numbers to improper fractions, and I hope that you've found that one of them that at least makes sense to you or that you're able to do easily. We'll be practicing these in class, and I'm going to grade you on your notes of the example problems, and hopefully you drew some of these pictures out as well as maybe showing the steps, because writing these out is definitely going to help you to be able to understand that if you're writing it out and putting some thought into it. So thank you very much for paying attention and have a great day.